Good evening.
Welcome to This Week in Review.
This week in review we have 172 students registered here in Burgeo.
Fixing the windows in the United Church here.
Okay, how long is your project?
See, we've been out there last couple of days.
We received a letter from CRTC this week. CRTC, or Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunication Commission, is the commission that gives Burgeo Broadcasting permission to broadcast. The license for the broadcast receiving undertaking serving Burgeo has been renewed for another 5 years, from the 1st of October 1990 to August 31st, 1995.
Mayor MacDonald dropped by this week for an interview regarding the Burgeo fish plant situation. Mayor MacDonald, I understand there has been some good news regarding the Burgeo fish plant this week. Would you care to give us a rundown on what has been happening?
Peggy, what's been happening over the last several months is the company from Nova Scotia, Cape Sable Blades, and a company from Newfoundland, Barry's Fisheries, have joined together and formed a company called Sea Freeze. Now that company met sometime in February with National Sea Products, and their goal was to buy Canso at that time. Burgeo was not included at that time, but through negotiations, National Sea wanted Burgeo included. And their reasons for that was because over the last 10 years, their quota have been reduced drastically. They've lost 50% of their quota. They've scaled down their operations now, and the trawler fleet is, I think, down to half as well. So they don't have the quota to maintain all of their plants, so they definitely want to get rid of Burgeo and Canso. So that's when this company, Sea Freeze, started to negotiate to buy Burgeo and Canso. I think it was last month I had a call from the mayor of Canso, and he informed me that something was coming down at that time, and he encouraged me to get over to the company involved, Sea Freeze. So I phoned the Blades Fishery in Nova Scotia and Bellberries in Newfoundland, and they got back to me and outlined the details of what their plans were.
I understand there was a meeting in Cornerbrook on Tuesday. What was learned from this meeting?
That's right, Peggy. Myself, along with town manager Doug Cannell and the union president there, Ron Cooper, and Frank Strickland, representing the trawler fishermen, went to Cornerbrook to meet with this new company involved that's supposed to be taking over the Burgeo plant as Sea Freeze. And they outlined details of their plans for Burgeo to us at that particular meeting. And apparently they are connected with Russians in terms of marketing their fish. And what they have done over the past several months is negotiated a deal with National Sea Products and the federal government. And included in that deal is 20,000 metric tons of groundfish quota that will come to Burgeo and Canso. And along with that is a lot of underutilized species. I think it's something like 40,000 metric tons of herring included. So they've got enough raw material to supply the Burgeo plant for at least 8 to 9 months work a year. So which sounded very encouraging, and I'm optimistic that they will strike a deal somewhere down the road. And the number of employees in our plant at the present time is around 420. And they indicated to us that will remain the same. Their intentions on the inshore fish in the community was good at the time. They intended to buy every pound of fish they can get. No question about it. That is solely in the hands of the inshore fishermen themselves. If they want to sell it, or I guess once the company gets established, they will certainly contact them. But the overall meeting went well, and I was very pleased with the meeting. And I'm looking forward to hearing some positive announcement probably in the next month or so in regards to that.
There was another meeting in Cornerbrook on Thursday with Premier Wells. What was the result of this meeting?
Yes, the company Seafreeze met with Premier Wells in Corner Brook, Walter Carter, the Minister of Fisheries, and Dave Gilbert, our MHA. Now, they met with them in relations to the Burgeo plant, because it's my understanding from this company that everything is finalized with the federal government and the government of Nova Scotia, and now they have to go to the province of Newfoundland. So the meeting in Corner Brook on Thursday was one, I guess, to inform the government what their plans is for Burgeo, and they did so. And as of this evening, I talked to Bill Barry from Barry Seafoods, and he told me that they have to put together a more detailed proposal and present to the government of Newfoundland by the end of next week. And I guess the government will take a look at it and present it to Cabinet for I guess final approval, or whether it's going to be approved or whatnot. It remains to be seen, but I'm certainly optimistic that it will be approved, because I heard Mr. Carter mention on the news today that I believe he was optimistic about it, but he was concerned about the quota, if that quota will be there in 2 years' time or 5 years' time. But I believe that if the Harris report is implemented like it's recommended, whichever company has a plant anywhere in Atlantic Canada is going to certainly have to sacrifice. But with this company being involved with the Russian markets and the underutilized pool, no connections with the northern cod stocks, because that's mostly what I guess the Irish report talks about is northern cod, I think we would stand in very good shape.
How about the quota? What is going to be the annual quota under this new company if everything goes through?
Well, they're going to give me a breakdown on the quota at a later date, but at the present time, there's 20,000 metric tons of ground fish that was negotiated from National Sea Products. That includes, I think, something like 8,000 metric tons of redfish, and they've also got 10,000 metric tons of silver eight, and a large quota of herring, mackerel, and capelin. And their plans is, at the present time, to put through in our plant in Burgeo next year, from November of this year to November of next year, 66 million pounds of fish. And that is a lot of fish, no question about it. There is some fast production fish involved, because we're talking capelin and herring. Well, that's certainly a good chunk of fish to go to a plant in one year.
How does this quota of 66 million compare with the other years when the Burgeo plant was under National Sea Products?
The most fish ever went through the plant was 36 million pounds. That was the year of the squid. A lot of ground fish with the squid. It was 36 million pounds. But over the last couple of years with National Sea Products, we have produced very little, because the plant's been closed most of the time. You take, for example, this year, we've only been open 2 months, and they plan to open another 2 in the fall, so that would only be a 4-month operation. And it's gradually getting worse under National Sea Products, and they've admitted to us, they got no intentions of keeping all plants open where they've got so small of a quota. But in order for this deal to go through, they had to sell a portion of their quota to this company, because any company that's going to buy a plant has got to have a quota to make it viable. If not, they just don't buy it. So therefore, National Sea would not be able to sell it to anybody. But the quota that was negotiated to Seafreeze and will be produced in Burgeo will be packed under the Highliner brand. Now, that's not strange, because the last couple of years I traveled around with fishery, and I noticed in Port Bass, Colorado Seafoods, they packed Highliner fish. Eric Kingsburn owns, they packed Highliner fish. But what has happened? National Sea's quota has got that small that they cannot meet their market demand. So in terms with this company, to sell so much quota, they want that company to pack in their brand so they can meet their market demand. So I guess it's, there's more or less a partnership in the marketing part of the deal.
So are there any more comments you would like to make? I'm sure you'll be keeping us up to date on any new news on the plan.
The only thing that I can say at the present time is I'm certainly expecting to air something definite in the next month, I guess. Now, probably before, because it's going, the company has got to have their proposal in by the end of next week, and therefore is going to give a couple of weeks probably for government to look at the situation. But I feel confident that within a month we should know where we're going in this particular situation. And Corn's news becomes available to me. Now, there's certain information that I get is confidential, which I can't release at certain times, but Corn gets any information that I can release, I'll certainly drop in to your studio and talk to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor MacDonald.
You're welcome.
We spoke with Park Officer Mr. Curtis Bungie this week, and he informed us that the park will be open for camping on the 20th of July.
BBS finally has another program director.
Is off for next week's show. In the news tonight, it seems as though... And welcome to This Week in Review.
On Tuesday night, June 5th, Burgeo Broadcasting System held its annual subscribers meeting.
Tuesday afternoon, the Burgeo Fire Department had a fire call. Mr. Sam Collier also came by this week and gave us some information on the senior citizens home.
There was a town council meeting on Wednesday, July 4th. Mr. Collier dropped by our office on Thursday and informed us that the meeting was rather short. There was very little on the agenda, typical of summer months.
Student Placement Officer Nick Durnford came by this week for an interview regarding Challenge 90. Nick, how many students are registered with Canada Employment Outreach here in Burgeo?
There are 172 students registered here in Burgeo. 111 of them are from Burgeo, 43 are from Ramia, 7 are from Grab River, and 11 are from Francois.
How many of these students qualify to work under Challenge 90?
Of these 111 students that were registered, 64 are top priority students. Only 54 of them, however, qualify for employment with these Challenge 90 programs.
So I understand that all the job vacancies for this summer have been filled. How many vacancies were there?
There were 28 when we started, however, one canceled out. All of these 27 are placed as of now. However, we had 2 job opportunities come up unexpectedly, and they also have been placed.
Nick, compare Challenge 89 with that of Challenge 90.
In 1989, the student placement worker began working in mid-June. However, this year, the student placement worker began in mid-May. Last year, in 89, there were a total of 32 student jobs available. This year, however, there are only 27, all of which have been placed. Last year, the total number for the whole district was 56. However, for this year, the total has only been 45. A great decrease.
Do you have any plans for car washes or other employment opportunities to give students that didn't receive work this summer a chance to earn a little extra money?
Yes, I do. Actually, I met with 17 students. I think last year they had to get an organization to sponsor the students to have their some teachers. I don't think students can come right out in September.
So how are you enjoying working with Canada Employment Outreach this summer?
I enjoy it very much. It is an experience. I get along great with my co-workers. I never expected that when I first started that there was so much work to be done there. I was greatly surprised.
So when does your project end?
My project ends Friday, August the 24th. It was a 15-week project which began on Monday, May the 14th.
Are there any comments you would like to add?
Yes, there are. I'd like to encourage the general public and the employers to, if they get a chance to employ a student, whether for an hour, a day, or longer, to do so. It would be a great investment. I know they're willing to work, and they work for the minimum wage. Try it. I'd also like to thank the employers who have sponsored the Challenge 90 programs. I'd like to thank the Burgeo Lions Club for letting us have the use of the community center on Thursday for our meeting. And I'd like to thank BBS for having me here.
And I'd also like to thank you for coming in.
Thanks.
We also spoke with some students working on the United Church project. 3 students are employed there: Jody Han, Mike Young, and Stan Dominy.
What kind of work will you be doing on your project?
Well, we got to replace the windows in the church that are broken and re-putty all of the windows.
So how long is your project?
6 weeks.
So have you been enjoying the work that you've been doing here?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's good. It's rather than walking around doing nothing. If the weather would improve, it would be a lot better for sure. We've had it pretty much like this for the 3 weeks we've been working so far.
Well, one good thing about the job too is like it takes you into different parts. You got not only putting windows, you got replacing windows and painting also. Right?
So what are your plans for the fall, Jody?
I'll be going back to university in Corner Brook.
And what are your plans, Mike?
Well, if I don't get a full-time job in the course that I just completed, I will be going back to school, probably in Ontario, which will take another 2 years.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for talking to us. We'll let you get back to work now.
No problem.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Collier brought in a newspaper clipping this week regarding the proposed health care center for Burgeo.
Ordered up eggs and got a little story on it. We don't have any ordered up pictures or nothing, so we better use a doctor. That was a black doctor or something else. I figured we get a picture back on and makes us weird too.
Where would you get a picture into?
Money in that picture ordered, not in some book or something.
Hey, visit wildlife labs. You get plant peats and wildlife. You could have plant peats and introduction. You're nothing. He's for you. You get land peats and
Many of you who traveled across the Burgeo Road last weekend may have wondered what these people were doing. Eileen Kelly and Audrey Hernam walked from the Trans-Canada Highway 146 kilometers to Burgeo. Let's take a look as Dave finds out why.
Why did you decide to make this walk?
We decided to do this for our sister Jessie, right? We have a handicapped sister, and like she likes to watch TV a lot, so we thought we would get together and raise a few dollars and buy her a television set.
Oh.
Yeah, and a few other things that she likes, right?
So how much money did you raise?
Oh God, we don't know right yet. I don't know. I say maybe $600. We didn't make it big because we just want to do it between our family and friends and that, right? But everyone has been so good to us. Everyone has been excellent. Everywhere we went, someone stopped us and sponsored us and asked us while we were doing the walk. And But everyone has been so good to us. Everybody has been excellent. Everywhere. Sunday at 12 noon Sunday, yeah. And we walked 12 hours on Sunday. We started from the turnoff, and we parked on Silver Lake. That's the first night, and then we left Silver Lake, and we walked for 9.5 hours on Monday, and we parked at Burnt Pond. And last night we got in so far as Seal Cove, and we parked there at Mr. Morrison's cabin there.
Seabrook.
Yeah, Seabrook, is it? Yeah, Seabrook. And we did, 9.5 hours yesterday walking. Yeah.
So did both of you do full walk?
I
did most driving.
Yeah, she did the driving, and she cooked, and she took care of me, and she just parked at 5 or 6 miles up the road and come back and meet me, and walk back towards the van again. Yeah, she did just as much walking as I did, and we enjoyed every inch of it. I'm sure I did anyway. I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
And every day was beautiful.
Okay.
Every day was sunny and warm, and we really enjoyed it. Really, every bit of it.
That was great.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
best of luck.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
let's see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Okay, thank you too.
For those of you that are interested in wildlife, we are going to show you a program entitled Arctic Nurseries after the news tonight. We obtained the program from Wildlife Officer Mr. Ward Strickland. There is some information on the eider ducks which we mentioned in the news on June 23rd. Those of you that enjoy nature programs will find this quite interesting. It is about 25 minutes in length.
So many times she gets up and moves around and stands up, and
There's the wind. First, we'll finish. Yeah.
See, we've been out there the last couple of days now.
We are now going to show you a remake of one of our videos from last summer.
Well, that's it for another week. Special thanks to our volunteer this week, Tracy Warren.
We are presently trying to put together a baby video. If you would like to have your little one included in this video, feel free to drop by our office. Otherwise, we may be stopping you on the street sometime next week to take a few clips.
On behalf of BBS and the BBS volunteers, I'm Peggy Han,
And I'm Dave Cooper.
wishing you a great week. Good night.
Good night.